We live in a world where images of drinking are all around us. Billboards, TV commercials, and sporting events are all saturated with it. Sometimes it can seem like the only way to have fun is with a drink in your hand. Most of us don't plan on drinking, but the problem is, once we do it a first time, it becomes easier and easier to give into the pressure and keep doing it.
I started off drinking when I was in high school, going to parties. It just was on the weekends at first. We were just getting drunk, a bunch of girls around. It just felt good to let loose, kick back. It started off partying. I was just addicted to the lifestyle, really. Then I ended up dropping out of high school, drinking daily just with my friends. Then it got more to just me by myself, where I was just drinking just to not be bored, or drinking because it just felt better to be drunk rather than be sober. It'd just be funner, regardless of the situation, even if I was just hanging out, playing video games, whatever. And my friends were even looking at me like, why are you drinking, man? You're an alcoholic. You're only 17, calling me an alcoholic. I didn't think it was that strange. It was just me trying to get drunk. I'm young. It was really nothing to me.
People often brag about the crazy things they do when they party, the games that they play, the people that they hooked up with, and how much they can drink. To them, it seems like they're just having fun. They feel invincible, like nothing bad can happen to them.
It seemed like everyone was drinking at school, and everyone around me was always going out drinking, so it just seemed like the normal thing to do. And I've always been really shy growing up, and I have a quiet personality. So when I started drinking, it helped me break out of my shell, and I could be loud, and I love being the center of attention and having everybody look at me and want to be around me. At parties, I like to play beer pong and do beer bongs and play card games and just see who get drunk the fastest and who could drink the most alcohol, and we'd have competitions with each other. After a while, I couldn't do anything without drinking. I always had to drink before I went places because I thought it wouldn't be as fun. So even before I went to the movie theater, I would drink or bring a water bottle of alcohol with me into the theater. Before I knew it, I had a horrible reputation, and I was the girl at the party who was drunk and falling down and puking everywhere, and I needed people to take care of me, and it was just annoying.
For teenagers, it can be easy to fall into the trap of partying. We often feel accepted and get attention we might not otherwise get. But what isn't talked about enough are the consequences that often happen at the end of the night. Things like fights, drunk driving, and even rape.
Every time I drank, I ended up drinking way too much. I was just having a good time in the beginning, and then all of a sudden I'm wasted and I'm doing something that I have no idea the next day. Whether it's driving my car drunk or something with a guy, and then just to have to wake up the next day and not know what I did, where I went, where I slept.
When I would drink, sometimes it would be fun. I'd just be clowning around with my friends, having a good time, being loud. But other times I get really angry and aggressive, and I'd start wanting to fight everybody, even my best friends. If they just said the littlest thing to me, I'd be ready to go outside with people that I've known for my whole life.
So I got called up to a party, and it was just a regular house party with friends. I went up to the party and had a few shots, and the next thing I remember was waking up at her boyfriend's house on the couch. And as soon as I woke up, I knew something was wrong. I felt like I was coming out of a fog. It wasn't that I had been drunk, it was just a wrong feeling, and I knew I had been raped. I was in a state of shock. I just felt horrible about myself. I never thought that something like this could happen to me. I thought that I was careful enough, and I later found out that the bottle I had poured a couple shots from had been drugged. I thought that was only something that happened out at clubs with strangers, or people handing you a drink that they had already drugged. I didn't think it could happen in a way that was just somebody put it in a bottle. That I'd never heard of that before.
One of the hardest things for young people to grasp is how something that is legal could be bad. It's easy to understand that crack, heroin, and other hardcore drugs are dangerous, but drinking seems fine. However, the dark side of alcohol abuse can be just as scary as those drugs. In fact, in the US alone, alcohol kills more kids than all illegal drugs combined. All we want to do is party and have a good time. No one thinks anything bad will ever happen to them, but the reality is, you don't know what the consequences will be when you take that first drink. Is it worth the risk?